right. Second to last one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm bringing nothing but positive energy now. These last two. I got the negative shit out of the way. So, now I was thinking, I was like, yo, I might like the weekend after you gone, I'm like, I'm gonna clean up in here. Like, it's like a legit game room now. Like my pops be in here playing MLB The Show.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll clean it up in here. I'm gotta figure out what I'm gonna do it.
That quickly?
Yeah.
Dang, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out already.
Well, because like you asked me, and I guess this will like segue into what you kind of did today, but you asked me to
My
go. My
seat's still hot, dog.
Yeah,
damn, you're already packing up?
I'm selling this shit too. I'm about to, I know there's somebody out, there's some podcaster out here right now.
Just keep one mic.
Nah, because it don't matter, because I'm about to sell this box. This box is actually the most expensive thing right here.
But I thought that's the box that has everything on it.
No, this box right here is what gives the power to the microphone, the computer, and all that, and puts it in the program. Once that box is gone, the mic is useless.
I think you should keep it a little bit longer.
I'm out, man. I got to get out the game, man.
You know that means you got to get rid of everything immediately.
No, I got to post it immediately.
No.
I won't get rid of it immediately.
You don't even need to post it.
Hey, look, any of you podcasters need some equipment.
No, nobody hit Karl up.
He's legit.
He needs to keep all his stuff until 2026. I won't tell you what the value is on here or whatever, man. But like this is some really good shit right here, because obviously you could tell that our sound sounds top notch. You know what I mean? Yes.
So obviously I spent quite a bit of funds on this, and I would like to get those funds back now.
That's fair.
I'm always like a high use guy though.
Yeah.
I've never been, because I live with the King Collector right here. You always try to do the opposite of what your parents do. You try to be, your parents are unreasonable, you try to be more reasonable. Your parents is like too reasonable, you want to be a little bit less strict. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I live in the let's not collect a bunch of bullshit type of thing. Matter of fact, I only have a garage to our house. And so I just be like, like my mom and dad use their garage to collect the shit. So like now,
but they don't have a bunch of shit.
Oh, trust me.
It's like both cars can fit in there. Like you can walk through it.
You're a glass half empty kind of lady. I'm
like, what do you mean? Everything's in shelves on the side.
No, not for me. No.
Well, maybe because I was a professional cleaner and organizer, so I've seen like hoarders, like people who can't even park their cars in the garage.
This is the clean version. I cleaned this place up about 6 years ago.
Okay, I see.
But you can still park a car in there at that time. But he just had. Here's the thing: we threw away at least half of the shit that was in there, and then he recollected everything again in like 5 years.
He does not give me that vibes. What kind of stuff does he like to hold on to?
Some shit that I can't say on here, but he collects like million billion shit.
Okay.
So like that's why, like, some of the things that like I be iffy about who we come over here for that reason, because I be like, yo, I just know. Like he got some shit upstairs, and I know that like it just ain't normal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like nobody's supposed to get this. How did he acquire this? Type of thing. But then I look at the personal relationships we have.
Yeah.
But my point was though is that selling all this shit, and Jay hit me today, and she was like, yeah, some local podcasters was out, at an event, and had a great time and everything. And, she asked me if I wanted to go. And I was like, nah, I'm about to spend today with my kids because I hadn't. Yesterday I went and played golf. And then my daughter, we went to a birthday party. He was with his dad. Then he got here today. I was like, well, I'm going to take him swimming.
Yeah.
Because they know me as sports, like guy.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this dude yesterday. And he was like, yo, we spend 4% of our time with our kids every day.
That's crazy.
And he was like, think about it. He's like, you probably get them after school. And he's like, some people put their kids in after school programs. Your kids are only up for 2-3 hours at that point. He was like, so then after that, you lose them around 11, 12, 13 when they start like separating.
Yeah.
So I was like, when he said that, I was like, we going swimming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I don't push the whole sports thing like crazy, because I know it's like the lottery. You know what I mean? Like you can have all the attributes in the world, but the team's just not looking for you. So yeah, I'm gonna miss out on the backyard boogie on the last couple of weeks on the pod to do the things that I said I was supposed to be doing when I wasn't gonna do the pod anymore. So
no.
Tell them where you went though.
There's nothing wrong with that. I went to it was called the Backyard Boogie. It's the second year that it's been put on. It was in National City, and it was put on by BJ, who's like B_Rell, RELL on Instagram.
and he's also a like rapper and R&B singer. I think he actually has a song. Remember when we had Win on they have a song together.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so he's a supporter of this show, and he listens. And so it was cool. It was like an artist showcase, but then there were also a bunch of vendors there. There was I saw Ryan, Spring Valley Ryan.
Yeah.
He was there. We said hi. We took a pic. We chatted up for a little bit. There were different food vendors, different merch vendors. And I was really impressed by, people's boldness to get out there and perform. It was lit. We had a good time. I saw quite a few people. And then I seen some people. It's so interesting. I feel like I'm very me. Like, whether it's in person, online, at an event. Like, I'm kind of just the same me. You know what I mean? Right. Maybe heightened or lowered. But you're most likely going to get the same, energy and the same hellos, the same respect. And it's so interesting to me when I see people where it's like, we know each other. And we even frequent the same places.
Right.
And I've, made a point to say hi to you a few times, and you dogged me, not even said hi, looked like you just looked past me, or you, gave me, one of those, pity hellos back,
Yeah.
So I'm like, but that's so weird to me, because if I see somebody I know, especially if we frequent the same places, I'm going to say hi, no matter what, unless we're fucking arch nemesis, and so I just don't like that switch up energy, where it's like sometimes you say hi and sometimes you don't.
Right.
If you're gonna do that, then don't ever fucking say hi. You shit. But that's I don't even like to be like that. But I've gotten to that point where I'm like,
oh, so you saw somebody that did that to you?
Yeah.
What was the energy today?
Hella snubbed me. They snubbed me. I seen them and I was like, I know motherfuckers see me. I stand out. First of all, I'm bald with fucking... My homeboy called me Cisco yesterday.
Yes, everybody sees Cisco.
I feel like I'm doing a little more Slim Shady with these spikes right now. But, I'm like, I know you see me. And I'm blind and I'm such a airhead sometimes that I don't always see people. It takes me a minute. And people feel some type of way. So I always tell people, if you see me... Especially if they hit me up online, they're like, I saw you, but you were talking to somebody, or I didn't know if I should say hi, or I didn't want to interrupt. I'm like, come up and say hi. So I knew they saw me, and so I saw them, but they always snubbed me. And sure enough, I was standing there, and we were, watching a performance, and they were literally as far as you and me in front of me. And they went to, walk away, and one of them didn't even fucking say anything. The other one, I thought we made eye contact, so then I said hi, but we almost didn't because they were almost gonna walk past me. But then once I said hi, they were like, "Oh, hi." I was like, "Man,
they're in the same business as us."
No, but they are in the community.
Got you.
So
that goes weird though.
Everybody in the podcast business was very friendly.
Yeah, see, and that's
very friendly, very accommodating.
That goes weird. That's why I don't fuck with y'all. That's why when y'all hit me, can I come on the show? Sure. I'll get back to you. Because we don't be trying to work together, and then when you do something together, whatever. Sad person you was talking about, right? Then when we do something together and we take and I go out on a ledge or whatever, then you go fuck it up with some stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's sometimes I be looking back on it and it just I just be as I get older, I see why as we get older, I be I see why people's circle gets smaller because it's the more you expose yourself to bullshit and nonsense, and it be other people I be trying to be forgiving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying in that regard.
Yeah, and I think that speaking of other podcasts, shout out to Barbershop Confidential. I end up hanging out with Jonah, Kat, and Leslie. I really hung out with Kat and Leslie. And Jonah was our bodyguard. We had a good time. I was telling Karl, they took care of me, got me drinks. At one point, Jonah was like, "Have you eaten?"
Make sure you straight.
Let me get you this taco, girl.
That's
and so, Kat, I disappeared. They checked in on me. So they're good people. I wish, we would have hung out sooner before I'm leaving. But I think that, at times, you know, you have those experiences where there's like really good people and like good energy, and then you have those other experiences where you're like, you guys are like shady, and as you were saying, your circle gets smaller and smaller. Like I went out by myself today. Mm-hmm. Like that's how small my circle be. It's like, you know, sometimes I'll just go out by myself and then
do your own thing.
But you attract like that same energy, you know, like I feel like I attract like good people, fun people, high energy people that are this, you know, they have that same vibe, or they have at least good intentions, you know. And so, and that fake stuff, it's hard for me because I'm not a rude person, but I'm also, I feel like now I'm in the position where it's like, okay, you know, you don't really fuck with me, or you don't really fuck with my peoples, and I know my peoples don't really fuck with you, and okay, let's say hello, but then also like, how friendly can we be? Because then I feel fake if I'm over here hoo-hawing and, you know, cadaddling with you, and I know and you know and we all know that we all don't really fuck with each other. Like, yeah. You know, and obviously we're adults and we can be cordial, and, you know, we're old enough that nobody needs to give each other the cold shoulder. But also, like, I don't know. It's hard for me because I'm not too phony.
I could just say, like, I ain't got no smoke with nobody, like, where it's something where it's like, yo, I need to fight, or...
No, not at all.
You know, I need to say something irrational or whatever. I just stay out the way, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because my wife had asked me, she's like, oh, remember when y'all used to go out, like, literally go outside? And I was like, yeah.
I wanted that so bad.
She was like, yeah, you stopped doing that around Juneteenth. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Because I remember that Juneteenth episode. And I was like, this might be the last time I feel like packing all this shit up, coming out here, packing it back. Because it was an all-day event. But I did also tell her, I was like, that was probably like the most organic way to put our podcast like out there.
I loved it.
Because when you set up with a mic, and that was before you started seeing like these dudes on Instagram having people sit down and be like, oh, go rap on the beat for me real quick, or sing this R&B song or whatever. You on the bridge. People want to know. And I was like, yo, like if that was...
You know, I always try to kind of entice you to do that again.
You did.
I wanted to experience that. Honestly, I loved that. That was one of my favorite seasons of you guys, when you guys were outside like that.
And that's, you know what? I think that, like, when I look back on it, around the time you came and you asked, and I felt like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That was, like, a lot of people would think that because, you know, like Lex ain't here, that is a driving force as to why, like, I'm like, all right, you know, I always said I wouldn't, you know, pod with anyone else. The only reason why you and I still pod is because he had already gave us the blessing before you came. Mm-hmm. And I know you have an end date at this point, so I was like, all right, let's keep going. But around that time when you hit me, I was like, I ain't got it. Like the drive was
yes, gone. You were just, well, you had a lot going on with the kids and everything, that you were just like, I don't have the energy to do all that, you know?
Yeah, I was just, but and not even, I didn't have the energy then when we started, but the drive to like to increase, or to expand anymore. Like I felt like
yeah.
I just felt personally like on this journey that we hit our ceiling, and I also felt, and maybe it wasn't right. I just felt like at the time, but I also felt like this was something that I've spent doing this is the second longest thing I've dedicated my life to.
Yeah, besides your job. Huh?
Yeah, besides my job, this is the second, or playing baseball, you know what I mean? But like this was something that I came in every Sunday, gave it everything that I had in the tank to make it grow, to meet new people, you know, give exposure to other people while I was still promoting it and whatnot. So I was like, I just felt like when you asked me, I was like, damn, how do I let her down easy and let her know I ain't got it? Like, but like I also enjoy the talks though, because I do look forward to coming in here still.
Yeah.
I think that part I will miss. I'm not gonna sit up here and play Iron Man like with the heart.
Like, jeez, man.
No.
I'm a chore.
No.
Jeez.
I'd be excited to still come in here.
You hear him wifey's over here like, God, I gotta go talk to Jay.
She know like I still like she'll bring up like stuff that we talk about, and I don't even shun her from that. You know, like, and I think like the process and all, I still respect it because it's second nature.
Yeah. Oh, you're a pro.
Yeah, like 200 episodes in, like I know how long it takes to get videos out, like audio, timestamp and shit or whatever. All things that took me like a couple of years, like each time, or a year to like really get in. Like even editing pods. Like you see me, I'll be done in it take 15 minutes to do all the audio files and shit, right?
Yeah.
But if I got to go find something, I've been in here talking to you and getting done so that by the time I get home, like, that's the thing, like, y'all don't respect the process. Even you, when you did your Instagram, you know, stuff, people don't respect that process. Like, people who do Instagram videos and TikToks and stuff like that, it's not as simple as uploading.
It takes time.
Like, my stepson, he'd be like, oh, yeah, man, I want to be a YouTuber or whatever. I'm like, dog, you got to know, like, as somebody who does YouTube, like, type content, you're going to put in a lot of hours for things that just probably won't hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're not putting a lot of hours into it, it probably won't hit.
Yeah, I was just gonna. Then you don't have a chance of it hitting at all.
Right, like that's the thing. Like we sit here, we do. That's the thing where like people got to understand. And this is where people drop off when they say podcasts only last for like 10 episodes on average, and I feel accomplished because you do a 2-hour episode. You might, depending on how your setup is, do an hour to an hour and a half of editing. The upload time on YouTube within itself take about 4 or 5 hours depending on your internet speed.
Dude, right? I thought it was just me.
Yeah, you do the promo videos, and I'm doing that on the phone. Like, I can only imagine if I had a big computer. I do the phone because it's easy. I can take it with me.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, there's times where I could be, like, at work or whatever, uploading something real quick, or I'll be at the gym finishing up the upload or whatever, and I'm giving people real-time updates. So then once I get it uploaded, then I can upload the video clips, which then takes a little bit more time. And then it's like, all right, we got traction on that one. I got to find another clip that I got to do and put in there. Add the captions, edit the captions in there, right? Then do the audio file. Don't let it be when somebody be like, oh, I don't like what I said in there. And then I got to pull it again, re-upload, do the video.
Yeah.
And then you got to find in the video, you got to find where the shit happened, fix the glitch on the video. And it's like, oh, that part, I'm not saying it is painstaking because it's second nature.
But it is a lot of labor and time.
It's the grand scheme of it.
Yeah, my homegirl right now, she's taking a podcasting class and she's starting her own podcast. Oh, it's going to be specifically for disabled people in the Central Valley. Gosh, I wish I could think. I'll make sure I say the name next week.
Is she already out yet or not?
I think like she's just about to pull the trigger and release the first episode, maybe in the next week or so.
All right, make sure she's cool with us first.
Yeah, I will.
The name. I didn't want nobody to know her name when we first started.
Okay, good. I will. But she's posted some of it on Instagram already.
Clear then,
yeah, and so, but she was just saying like, you know, everything you're talking about, she was like, it's so much work and it's so like draining at times, and you know, there's a lot behind what goes, and that's why I've always said that, like, I love that. Like, for me, like, this was the first time, like you said, I do my Instagram, I've done, you know, different videos, I've done different editing, I've done different content, and this was the first time that I got to just show up and talk, and that for me was so nice because I know how much work it is. So I get it, man. I know you're ready. It is. It's a labor of love, and it takes a lot of dedication, and even when it's second nature, it still takes time, you know, and especially you got to focus, you got to listen, and you got to, like, you lock in for a little bit while you do it, you know, and be intentional about doing it consistently.
Most people want to sit down in here, and I get my joke off on Jonah, but, like, I love Jonah to death, but, like, he was the first guy I ever seen that wanted to go in there with no agenda. And he like, yo, come in with you. I'm like, yo, like, my name is Normal As Carl for a reason. Normal me is fucking boring. I was like, yo, you want me to spend 2 hours and tell you, like, you should have caught me at 25 when I was still out here in these streets.
Yeah.
You catch me at like 32, like, Wash, this is going to be an podcast, right? And so, like, I bring that up because it was like, when we first started, Lex was like that. I was like, dog, we not coming in here just not, like, with nothing to say or just shooting the shit and reminiscing all day because then we sound old. You know what I mean? And, like, and the only reason why I use the notes is because I don't mind sounding old in spurts.
Yeah.
Right? But then I like to bring up some type of situation or something that happens that can help somebody that's fruitful, because we don't all have the same shared experiences in terms of like how we grew up in the cultural aspect, but we deal with the same issues. Like cheating is a universal thing across all cultures. You know what I mean? Relationship issues is a universal thing between all cultures, right?
Yeah.
Family problems, same thing.
Financial,
right? Financial. These are hot button issues.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, like, if you can find 100 different ways to cut that brick off of that type of conversation, you're gonna run into something with somebody.
Yeah.
I went to, you ever seen that Drewski video when he went to Jesus camp?
I can't, no. Because Drewski, sometimes he's funny and sometimes I just can't.
This one he was dead on.
Okay, Drewski's the chunky light-skinned one, right?
With the same hair as
yeah. You know what I mean? That
Respectfully.
Nigga, honestly, me and him kind of look alike. Yeah. He's tall and I'm short, but I'm pretty sure we got the same body. Damn, why I look like Drewski? Damn, me and Drewski.
What's wrong with you?
We got the same body type.
I put the same body. That's crazy. That's the title.
Same body.
Oh, already 20 minutes in.
Comfy, cushion for the pushing.
Nah, but he had this video with him. Like,
he's goofy.
But you know, because he be touching on shit that I be like, yo, that's something, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And it's a larger point, but like, you know how the Jesus Camp people.
Yeah.
They wear the bright shirts and they sing. They have the banjo.
Kumbaya.
So he did a whole he did a whole skit on that.
We're going to Jesus Camp.
Yeah, and he was like, he did a little chant. Virginity is cool. Virginity. And so I was dying because I was like, yo, he did. I'm gonna show you when we get off. But I was like, yo, he's dead on. So like, the reason I brought that up is because like the guy that I was talking to yesterday that was telling me the 4% thing or whatever.
Yeah,
they got the same vibes.
Really?
Yeah, like my boy left my job and he's going to take on a federal job. Let's just say that.
Good for him.
And so like he had to go on the way, but like, and he looked like me. It's my guy.
Okay.
But he lived out near like Viejas, like on the hill.
Okay.
I know, but he not from here. He from Florida. So I was like, that makes sense, right? He wants land.
Yeah,
you know, that type of housing and stuff like that. They that type, like they walk around saying they Christian people and all that. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? Just the Christians I'm used to a little different, right? They dress flashy or something, you know, be sharp on Sundays. For them, it's like, nah, we out here. But that guy had that vibe. And I wouldn't normally talk to a guy like that.
Really?
No, but he has kids, right? I have kids, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
common denominator.
Even though this is like a white dude that somebody may look at completely differently, like if we was in a space and something happened, like we have commonalities. And so I treat this, the reason why I got this, because I treat that pod the same way. It's like, yo, I want to reach a broader audience. I don't want to reach just 5% of the black people in San Diego.
Well, you sound like Terrence from SD Native. That's exactly what he was saying.
That's why I rock with him.
Remember when he was like, homeboy came to his shop and said he was from Encinitas or something, and his friend that he grew up with was like, that ain't Dago.
Yeah.
And Terrence was like, the fuck? He came down here, like, you know, he's like, I want my brand to go beyond, you know, just, and not to shit on our people, but he was like, I want to, you know, be able to reach all people, you know.
Now you're right, because when you. Damn, we're going to have a hard conversation.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if we're going to do it this early.
Okay.
I just feel like I'm very
I'm passive today.
I'm very pro-black.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And I love black shit and I promote black shit. But I've also recognized that the society that we live in right now, pro-black only gets you so far. Pro-black will get people to like turn off to you in conversations. Right? I can still be pro-black and walk into a door and try to make a bridge for my people.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing where that's what I realized as I've gotten older was like the way you may present yourself or the way that you talk and stuff or dress or how you come across may have people tune you out.
Yeah. In
higher rooms. And the reason why we need you to walk through those doors, Obama being a great example of that, right? You may not like Obama's presidency or you may not like, like how he went about doing things, but he was a representation of we can get somebody in here.
Yeah.
And the person you may want to get in here that looks like him has to be a predecessor or whatever that term is of somebody after that. Mm-hmm. Like it's going to take a while. To have the first woman president in there, you might not 100% get the person that you want to be in there.
But it sets the precedent.
Yes, you need somebody to... Hold on, don't close that door. Hold on. I'm coming through real quick. Prop that shit open and then get you back in there.
Pulling everybody else in.
That's why when we had our little rift, I got what you were saying. Like, I agree with you. Like, there has to be somebody... There has to be something or someone that gets the conversation open again. like gay rights, the way we treat, our Latinos right now and all those other things, right? They're closing the door on that. Someone's got to walk through. Something's got to happen, and it's slowly happening right now with some of the shit that's been going on in CNN and this, Jeffrey Epstein shit, which I don't want to get into because I know the feds is listening.
Yeah.
But, like it's slowly happening, and you're starting to hear the tide change and how people are, reacting about this guy that's part of his base and all this other shit. And it's like, okay. Sometimes you just need that. So, yeah.
No, I agree. Like, I think that it is a fine line. I think that, like, even, like how you represent yourself, how you represent your culture, and like, like you said, turning people off. Like, I think, like, even like the way I present myself, the way I style myself, like, I'm aware that it's like I told you, remember when we talked about the Ace? Yeah. Ace is not the place.
It's not the place.
What did he write on the paper?
Right.
Big bald bitch. Tatted bald bitch.
But he done had some tatted bald chicks in there since. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I think, like, for me, sometimes it's like, there's the conversation of, like, professionalism. And for professionalism is very much, first of all, like, rooted in, like, patriarchy, so it's like the idea that professionalism is, the standard of professionalism is a white man in the suit. That's not what professionalism is. True professionalism isn't even necessarily what you're wearing. It's how you handle and service the people that are your clients or customers. Right. Are you being due diligent? Are you trying to be solution-based? Are you trying to help them resolve the problem? Are you being polite? Are you de-escalating when they're frustrated? Or are you just giving the sass back? Versus, motherfuckers who don't want to be helpful, and you can tell. I would rather somebody in fucking hoochie mama coochie shorts and a tube top who's at least trying to help me get the job done, right, and who was nice and patient, versus a motherfucker in a suit who is like, sorry ma'am, can't do much for you. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, the standard of, like, professionalism is, like, how we treat each other. And I like to challenge that. Like, even when I've worked in different office settings, professional settings, and I've always dressed, like, more fun. Whether it's, a bright blazer. We have to wear blazers. Okay, well, I'm wearing a hot pink blazer. We have to wear slacks. Okay, well, mine are going to be printed with flowers.
Like, that person gets shit done.
But I like to show that, like, just because I'm dressing fun, or just because my hair is different colors, or it doesn't take away from my ability to be quote unquote professional and handle my job in a way where you're going to be happy with the outcome.
Pause right there. You brought up a very good point, but I totally forgot something real quick, man. My bad. Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal ass Carl. To my front, the woman, the myth, the legend, Miss Silver Fox. Now I'm just playing. That's gold on the top of her head. AKA Juicalina. Miss Juicy J. Shut the fuck up. Listen. You brought up a good point. Random shit to fill in time.
Yeah.
We talked about this off mic, and I figured I could use this as an actual thing. She's like, what the fuck we talking about?
Yeah, we talking about a lot of stuff.
Last week you dropped that bomb on me. What else he gonna do today?
Yeah.
No, how do you feel about making friends with work people?
Oh, yeah, we did talk about this. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't encourage it. In fact, I tell a lot of young people, or my friends, especially younger people, like, be careful about crossing those boundaries and setting those lines. And that's because I've had several experiences where I think I've shared a few on this pod where I have befriended people and we've hung out outside of work, and then things have come back to work, or we're in the work setting, and then all of a sudden you're throwing me under the bus, or or like I was telling Carl that I don't like people I work with to follow me on social media. Like, it's a very hard line for me, and it's kind of hard because everybody's on social media. So when people are asking me, like, are you online or not, like, right, and I have a little bit of an online presence, like, nah, I'm not on there, like, but I don't like motherfuckers watching me because they can make assumptions about my life and then again trickle that in. I remember when my oldest was young and she was sick. I wasn't sick, but she was sick. I'm a sole parent. I had to stay home with her. And my daughter's sick, all day, but I'm there at home chilling. And we had went to the zoo like the weekend before or something. And I was posting photos from the zoo trip.
Where this going?
And I come to work the next day, and my site director calls me in the office. And he's like, hey, so, you were out yesterday because your daughter was sick. And I was like, yeah, and he was like, well, it's been brought to my attention that you were actually at the zoo. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This is what happens when you work with stupid people.
Like, it's just like, it's so frustrating. So that's when I was like, I had to deny that. And then even like, I catch vibes, and I don't like funny people. I don't like people who throw people under the bus. I don't like people that are brown nosers. I don't like people that, can't take accountability or will be one way to you in the front and behind your back. And I'm somebody who I'll take an L to protect the team. Right. Like, I'm not somebody, I will not, maybe wasn't even involved, but somehow it's landed on me. I'll take it on the chin. Like, I'm like, all right, this one's on me, before I fucking dog everybody else out, especially if it's something not that they deserve to be accountable for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, one of those things where it's a miscommunication or, boss is mad and they're like, blah, 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 and you're like, whoa, that wasn't even me. I'm not someone to say that. I'm just like, all right, we got it. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. I'll communicate it to the rest of the team. Right. Versus someone who's like, well, that was actually Juicy J. It's like, I can't fuck with people like that. And once I understand that that's the kind of person you are, again, your access is limited to me.
Is your Instagram account private?
It's public right now. But depending on when I work with students, I go back and forth to private. When I'm working in like an educational setting with youth, I make it private, and then when I'm not, I'm public.
Because you said that, I was like, I might want to. I literally, for like, since I've had Instagram, I've always had my shit on private. Yeah. And I took it off, and I was like, now you talk, I'm like, I might put my shit right back on it, but for that reason.
Well, even like today, not to like detour too much from this.
That's the point of the conversation started.
I had someone call me, and it was right when I was on my way out, and they were like, are you like serious about this move? Which I've had, I can tell that, there's, and I get it. I'm a shit show. I'm inconsistent. I don't have a lot of stability.
Shit show is crazy.
I might have all determination to do something, and it might not work out sometimes, and even with everything I've tried. So I know that, like, my close friends and my loved ones, there's some that are doubtful. Like, is she really going to make this happen, or is something going to come up and she's going to keep putting it off?
It might.
Which, life be life, and I'm going to do everything in my power to prevent that, and there's also...
But there is a solid opportunity waiting for you, so I feel like that's hate.
Exact. Well, and so that's why I know it's not ill-intended, but it's like, that's casting doubt, and even when you maybe don't realize it, or
you
even
don't have a house or like a steady place to stay here, self-admittingly.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But you have a place to stay that's designated for you out there.
Exactly.
I would think that would be a no-brainer, and like we would only shower you with positivity.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Just saying.
Yeah, right. And so I've had the little comments, or are you really gonna make it? Like, and people just even checking in, like, are you still on track, or this or that? So, which for me is just like motivation. I'm like, okay, like, I like it, like, I like it. Keep me accountable, make sure I'm on track, and help me push myself to get there. But so this person called me, and they were like, are you serious about moving? Because I just seen your Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And we've had this conversation before where I've had to say, like, please don't feel like you understand what's really happening based off of what you see on my social media.
Or what you decide for somebody to see.
And especially, like, when it comes to, like, I'll say, like, financially. Because I'm someone who's, like, I'm very resourceful, and then I'm also, like, I have people that really rock with me. Like, I went to the water park. When I went to the water park last weekend, it was because my homegirl had tickets for us, and she, and I packed all of our lunches. Like, I used my Snap card, and I packed a cooler, and, I almost walked out of there not spending a dime until they had the damn, right as you're walking out the exit, the little gift shop. Right. And Magic Sol and Abby and it was 50% off, and she lost it. She was like, I have to have it. I was like,
but we make assumptions based off of what people say or do, right? It's like, just because like I may not like have the greatest situation in life doesn't mean that I can't enjoy things. And that, when I let that shit go, like as a young kid, like yo, like I don't care if somebody's either like unhoused, you know, if they living off the street or whatever. It's like, you know, they be like, oh, this person, they got $100 bills or whatever. You gave them $100 bill. If they want to go spend it on bullshit or whatever, then that's what up to them, or what you perceive to be bullshit.
Exactly. And so that's why I get, you know, I got, even today, you know, I was like, I'm going to this event. I got invited to this event. I was told to come through, that there would be a ticket waiting for me, you know, like, because people show love. They're like, come through. We want to see you. We want to connect. Like, and so I was frustrated because I'm like, please, like, do not watch my social media, and if you continue to watch my social media and I feel like I can't live freely, or you're always going to question me, then you're not going to have access to it, you know? And so it's like, I understand that we, especially someone like me, like I share a lot of my life. I do a lot of vlogging. I do a lot of behind the scenes. I do a lot of, you know, showing when I'm out, but you guys have to remember, like I say, the iceberg. You guys are just, and not just me, everybody who's online. You guys are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more underneath. So, but anyway, so I, you know, the conversation ended well. You know, they were just checking in and making sure I was serious, and you know, I had a good reminder, and so you know, I was like, I am serious, I am on track, and you know, I'm leaving the 4th, come high, come hell water, like God willing, you know, so. But yeah, as far as like switching right back to working, yeah, I've just been burned too many times. Even when I've had to create those boundaries where I'm like, you're funny, I can't fuck with you. And now I'm just trying to have a work relationship. I've had several times where they ran to my supervisor and been like, Jay's not talking to me. Like, Jay doesn't want to hang out with me.
Shit like that.
Like, Jay, and then, well, then it feels like nobody's really talking to me because Jay's not talking to me and everybody talks to Jay. The fuck? Now my boss is saying that I'm creating some kind of hostile environment, and I'm like, I'm just minding my business.
What said that I had to talk to them?
And I'm not like a complete ice out, but like, hey, how are you, work? But like, when I don't need to exchange recipes, and we don't need to ask about each other's kids, and I don't give a fuck what you do because you're slimy. Like, but now I'm the bad guy. Now I gotta be extra friendly. Like, so yeah, I try to keep it cool, keep it short at work. I do make exceptions. I do feel like work as adults is like school. A lot of people meet their spouses at work. They meet some of their best friends, lifelong friends. So I do feel like there are people who I have met in workplaces and we've connected, but I trust them. But it takes longer for me now. Now I have my guard up. I worked at a place where, like, you know, there was an issue. I worked at an after-school program, not here in San Diego, and there was an issue at the front, and I had to leave the front to go and handle things, and I wasn't supposed to leave the front. I had asked somebody to cover, which normally was okay, but technically they weren't supposed to cover, and it ended up all being flipped on me. And I'm like, these guys are coked out and do cocaine every single day and come and take care of these kids, and I'm over here and I'm the one getting fired because I had to step away because this cokehead was going off on somebody.
That's crazy.
You know, so now I'm just like, nah, like I don't want to kick it. I don't want to know what you do outside of work. I don't want you to know what I do outside of work, and let's just keep it cool.
You know, you bring up like those types of things, and it just reminds, well, because like there's problems in every job you go to, right? Yeah. And so because I know that there's problems at every job that like I go to, like I try to keep me and Cease, we cool. We told the story before, but like the first time I met Cease, we was at what is that place in North Park next to the old record store or whatever?
West Coast?
No, but it's the big bar that everybody used to go to. They charge $5 for you to get into by the parking structure.
Not U31.
No, not that
one. The Tavern, no.
No, you're skipping the biggest one out there.
True North.
True North.
There we go. Dang, we were going to get there.
Yeah, we were going to get there. True North. I was like, yo, I know she got it.
You know I know.
But North Park was my place for a long time. But like we was at True North. Some girl knew him and was like, oh, I invited this guy, Cease. And they brought him. He had on screen print tee, a LA hat. He had on some Blazer shoes. I remember that, some jeans. He had on some Blazer Nikes. And I was like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't from here. Right? I remember saying that, like, he not from here. That's not how Dago dudes dress. Like he probably from LA. And so talking to him at first, I was like, yeah, he ain't shit. You know, all right, cool. Then I come, like, I get to the spot I'm supposed to go to, and bro's there. And, you know, by happenstance, we're around the same age. Cease is about 4 years older than me. We like the same music, right? We both listen to Joe Budden together. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, we would listen to it in the office. Like, they paired us together. Like, oh, these two niggas, let's put them together.
Yeah, right.
It only was like 4 of us on the floor, 5 of us on the floor at the time. It's like, let's put these motherfuckers together. You know, and we used to have our own room.
Oh.
With our own desk and everything.
You had your office together.
Yeah, we had our own little office space. So I was like we just grew in those conversations like together. But then there's other people who I can say, like, we either went out and did events and stuff like that where I was like, yo, like, later on I just got burned. And it's funny that you brought this, like you brought this up, and then, like, later on I was like, damn. Like, there was a connotation in regards to, like, my behavior and actions for a long time, right? Young dude, I'll leave it at that, right? My wife got her own jokes and stuff, but it was almost to the point where, like, and my message is for any young dude that may hear this, depending on whenever you hear this, the shit's always going to be the same. When you the young Thundercat in a new spot or whatever, and it's a female-dominated, woman-dominated profession, and but I meant female as in, like, because they say that, like, they use the word male and stuff.
Yes.
But woman-dominated profession, you gotta watch out.
If you're a young guy entering a woman-dominated profession, you gotta watch out in the sense of what?
Because I feel it's also the reverse. If you're a young lady in a male-dominated profession,
like when I went to barber college.
Yeah, and you get in there,
you gotta hold yourself a certain way.
These women, they don't matter how old they are, right? It don't matter how young they are.
What are you about to say?
They gonna try you.
In what way?
Young me,
try to give you the cat. What do you mean try you?
Yes.
Like try you, like push you to be a bad guy.
No.
Like try you, like they're gonna come on to you. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know how to explain this because I feel like I'm not old enough yet to, like, really give, like, the game like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But, like, when you just, like, if you a good looking guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you're prey, baby.
You know,
you're fresh meat.
Yo, if you a guy that goes to the gym, that likes to go out and do things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Season you up.
Yeah, but see, you
not
at the
Mrs.
age
Dash, we get that Creole.
But y'all get, you know how you do sheep and you put them in the corner and you cut them off with the dog and shit? They be, you
hurt them.
But they don't know they being hurted.
Oh, yeah, baby. We hurting you.
Like young me, like my wife would be like, oh, you know, like, I used to let shit fly.
Female lions hunt together.
But I was like, I didn't know. Like, the game that was being ran on me, like, older me now, like, you not getting that by me.
Okay, y'all really don't know.
I don't know how to act when it happened. When you a young guy, yeah. No, now I do. But young dumb me, we should all get together and go do blah, blah, blah. I say no now. I've been saying no. Even before she and I got together, I was starting to say no.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, yo, like if you don't know what that game is,
yeah,
then it's going to get you.
And you know what? You remind me of my homeboy told me how he coworkers, they decided to go, like, to Vegas or something, you know?
Never. That sounds like a setup.
Palm Springs, maybe it wasn't Vegas.
City, baby.
But it was something, something where they had to have a hotel overnight. But here's the thing. The 3 of them were coworkers and 2 of the women were lesbians. And so he was.
Don't matter either. Sometimes they want to use you as the experimental puppy.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you were there.
I wasn't in that situation. But I've been around the block enough to know the game, though.
And so that's what he said. He said, like, you know, they went out, they had a good time, they went out to dinner, they went, you know, clubbing or whatever, and that, like, he wasn't thinking nothing of it.
One of them is willing to do it, and the other one want to make the other one happy.
And here was showtime. He said he went to the bathroom, and that when he came out, they were both in his bed, butt-ass naked. And that he literally was clueless. Because I was like, come on, nigga. You had no idea. They weren't giving you cues. He was like...
Maybe at the dance floor, but you just dancing,
He was like, I thought we were just having a good time. He was like, and they're lesbians.
He
like,
do it?
He said that he couldn't. That he just wasn't even there. Like, you know, that he did get in the bed and, you know, but...
Shit seemed cool when you young. When you go, you like, that's too much.
It was. He said that, like, he honestly said that he felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I thought about it, and I was teasing him, but to be fair, I thought about it vice versa.
If one of them's not my type, though, I'm gonna be uncomfortable. Like,
and I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But I just, like, I can imagine if I went out with two guys and I came back.
If it's the Dom one.
Okay.
That that wear jeans and a vest with you to the club. It's like, hey, me and Sarah want you to like.
What do you mean? She don't got to pull out the backpack.
Love too. Just not like nah. We both put on cologne when we left here. Like, you told me what role you play. Yeah, you got some shit lined up too.
Yeah,
just
you gotta
like,
be open minded.
No, I'm.
But it's a fine, but a fine line between harassment, because he did feel a level of uncomfortable and harassment. And I think if it was two guys and I came out of the bathroom and they were naked in the bed, like, that would be...
That's kind of crazy.
Exactly.
That's kind of crazy.
See how crazy it sounds?
No, that sounds worse with two dudes.
Exactly.
Yeah, with two dudes.
Well, not even... Or even one guy. Just the fact that a man naked in your bed...
This is my male nurse
without
theory.
consent.
This is my male nurse and daycare provider theory.
Okay.
If there was a male daycare provider for your 5-year-old daughter, you're probably not going to leave him there.
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. Or if there's a male nurse call, hey, this is Jerome calling you from the nurse's office.
Yeah.
She said that she's been having stomach. I'll be there in 20 minutes. You talk about stomach pain, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, Jay Lee had a physical, last week, and they were like, I was like, the soonest available. They were like, oh, we do have one tomorrow. It's a man. I was like, not that soon. Find me a woman. We got a few more days here. Find me a woman.
You be all right. Like that part right there.
Yeah. And the woman, the receptionist, she was like, oh, I didn't. And I was like, no. I was like, I didn't mean to like come off a certain way. I was just like, I don't want my daughter.
Like, I'm cool if like she had, but like if I'm there.
Physician.
If I'm there.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't no like, oh, go in the back room, she going in here, because I didn't seen all the weird doctors.
And then also, my daughter's older though now too, so
right.
she don't want no man putting their hands on her.
I don't blame her. Now, if it's a gynecologist,
I requested a woman gynecologist. I had a pap smear last week.
As long as they don't put you to sleep.
And I asked for a woman doctor. I normally don't mind.
I get it. This is a weird time.
And then I was like,
to sit here and ask me to trust you in 2025 with all the bullshit that's happened, like all of Bill Cosby, Joe Paterno, Diddy, R. Kelly, this just the list goes on.
Yeah.
The doctors that's doing weird shit to the gymnast girls and shit. Like, fam, I keep my ear to the streets. I'm probably gonna live off of these generalizations because some of these dudes be in plain clothes be weirdos.
Yeah, when I was listening to Spotify and Aaliyah came up, and Age Ain't Nothing But a Number came on, I was just like, wow. And then I saw what really caught me off guard is, how on Spotify they show you the art cover of the album, and what it is I'm sure you remember, it's Aaliyah in the front, but in the background, in the foreground, you can see R. Kelly. He's like has one foot up and he's leaning, and I was like, this nigga's always been in the background. Like, Age Ain't Nothing.
He's playing in our face.
Like, he was playing in our face.
I saw the Zorro mask was nasty, though. The Zorro mask, I was like, this is how he come into the booth.
Yeah.
This is real.
But like you said, like, these motherfuckers be hiding in plain sight.
Michael Jackson.
I
know Mike's a great, but he did some weird shit too.
He did, and I just cannot. I know people are like the art, and I've had this debate. We've had it, but I just cannot give people a pass or an excuse just because they're in a position of power, just because they are talented, just because they are influential. In fact, to me, it's the opposite. I hold you to a higher standard
because of how you
because of those things. And so to me, like, I don't know how people are like, well, you need to separate the art and, the person. I'm like, how can you? Like, I get how, some people do, but for me, I just think that, like, no, you do not get a pass because you make beautiful music that we love to dance to. That was the background of our entire... Like, literally, R. Kelly was my favorite R&B artist. Like, I don't think... And maybe that's why, now that I'm talking out loud and processing, and bring this up with my therapist, that's probably why I'm so passionate about it, and why I get so upset, and why I continue to debate R. Kelly specifically, because I loved him. All of his albums. My mom loved him. My dad loved him. And, you know, it wasn't until I got older and started doing more research and his documentary came out and then I started understanding and doing my own research that I was so devastated. Because I'm like, you know, like how much you meant to pop culture.
Right.
Let's bring up Hulk Hogan. This is a great segue into that. Like, you know, R. Kelly, you know how much you meant to pop culture, and so now you get this free pass, which reminds me of Hulk Hogan. As we know, we lost a lot of people this week from pop social media or pop media and actors, as far as Malcolm from The Cosby Show passed away, you know, R.I.P. to him, and then Hulk Hogan suddenly died after him.
3 cheers.
3 cheers.
Sort of.
And so with that, you know, because their passing was, you know, in similar timing, at first, you know, I seen the black community coming out and saying,
Ozzie Osbourne too.
And Ozzie Osbourne too, thank you. And that Hulk was, you know, people were like, wait a second, like, don't mourn Hulk. Y'all better focus back on Malcolm. Like, do y'all not remember, like, how outwardly racist he was? And so then there was that, what's that comedian, the white guy, really funny white guy.
Gary Owen?
Yes, who is a predominantly, I would say, has a predominantly black audience. Like, you know, he does a lot of,
I think he has a black wife, too.
Exactly. He's like, he's not your average white comedian.
Right.
His target audience is black people. So he went out there and he put something online saying, like, look, I don't want to hear about, you know, Hulk Hogan being a racist. Like, we're not going to disrespect him. If there was no Hulk Hogan, there would be no Rock, there would be no John Cena, etc., etc. He is a staple in pop culture and history, and without him, he paved the way. So let's not disrespect him in his time of passing. But to say that, all the comments were like, but he can be disrespectful. Like, you can't pick and choose. And so for me, I'm one of those people where I'm like, fuck Hulk Hogan. Like, people are going to come at me. I'm like, you know, like, I'm not cheering on a openly racist. Like, you don't get my sympathy now because you've gone. Like, if you want to be celebrated in death, then do some shit worthy of being celebrated when you are alive. Hold yourself to some integrity. I know we're not perfect. I know cancel culture is extreme. I know that we got to give people passes. But also, nah. You don't get to fucking be some type of way while you're living, and then because you're dead, we're all supposed to boo-hoo and be quiet about it. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Regardless, like, I can acknowledge your contribution, but you are who you are, and maybe you should have thought about that when you were deciding to act that way, and what that would mean about people thinking about you after you're gone, and the kind of legacy you're gonna leave.
I just find it weird, right? I don't really have an opinion on this because Hulk Hogan wasn't like my guy growing up.
Were you a WWE guy?
Yeah, but I was like Stone Cold, The Rock, in which I think Stone Cold. Like,
oh yeah, he's older. He's like
Hulk Hogan was a little like he was around like when I was there, but that wasn't like
his
my
prime.
hero. He was like the '80s guy. You know what I mean? In the '90s at 99, 98 or whatever, when I was watching like wrestling, it was The Rock.
And John
Booker
Cena.
T, not so much John Cena. He came after.
Okay.
But it would be like Mankind was in my.
They were the stars of the show.
Yeah. Triple X and D-Generation X and Suck It. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I didn't watch WWE, but I went on a deep dive and watched like 7 documentaries and.
That shit. Well, I mean,
I was fascinated by the whole culture, the whole everything on it.
But as a kid, I watched Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown, and then, you know, wanted my mom to purchase the pay-per-views when I was a kid.
Dang.
Like, I was seriously into it. And then I found out later on the shit was fake. As a kid, you think it's real. It's like Santa Claus.
How old were you when you found out that it was staged?
Probably about 11 or 12.
Yeah.
About 11 or 12. And at that point, I didn't really care because a part of me thought that, like, yo, bro's still going through a table. Like, it's entertaining.
Yeah, no, it was...
Like, I'll watch, like, a documentary and still
And they say, like, even though it was scripted... Exactly. It's still a sport. There's still there's a big level of physicality to it.
I do respect what Hulk Hogan brought to the game, and then I had also did a deep dive, too, because, you know, he had black co-workers.
Yeah, and they also had great things to say about him.
Which is odd because
even his black neighbors all said he was a nice guy.
You watch Booker T and he's like, well, you know, I know he makes his comments, but if he was really a racist, it's like, well, why didn't you go to the office and try to get me fired or do other things?
Yeah.
What I've learned as I've gotten older is like what people's threshold of what they would allow is all different. In terms of like how somebody treats you, what they say, what they do.
How they treat others.
Yeah, all those things like put in together. And so with the Hulk Hogan thing, like, yeah, I feel bad. You know, he obviously that man has a family and there's somebody who cares for him and everything like that. So I'm easy what I say, but it's not like I always champion him. You know what I mean? I don't remember having a Hulk Hogan wrestling doll or you know, anything like that. Like really, like, I'm not the big handlebar mustache guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you know, he made some really nasty comments, and he had been doing that. We had more access. To knowing what he said
throughout the
television in the era that we came from, it was like if you didn't hear it right when it happened and it wasn't worthy enough for a tabloid or a magazine, you just missed the moment.
Exactly.
Now you can pull files and review old videos, just like you just said, and you can hold people accountable, which I feel like
it's a pro and a con.
Mark Henry had brought this up. He's a fellow wrestler, and he's black too, right? Okay. They used to call him Sexual Chocolate on one of like the little shorts I read when they did an interview. And he was like, yo, I don't really want to comment on it. He was like, because I do believe in forgiveness and changing and do the work. He was like, but I do understand that when they brought it to his attention, he didn't want to do the work on changing that. So he kind of reaped what he sowed type of thing. It's like, yo, when you double down.
That's what I'm saying, right?
When you double down, it's kind of like.
That's my point.
And I kind of feel like Mark Henry. It's like, I don't feel like in this instance I got to stand up because you got to stay away from people like that. He's made comments, you know, like that. But I think that's something that we could wait on. For me, I'll wait on at a later time. But I didn't feel a way. Now, Malcolm JamarWarner, that hurt a little bit. And, you know, when I first had read it, I'd be hoping, like, when I be hearing this shit come down, I'd be hoping that
it's
people
fake.
be dying. Or that or just, it ain't no illness. Because that's like, we headed to, like, that age. And it's sad because,
I think it's worse when it was he drowned. I almost think it's worse when it's a freak accident.
If I did go, I had to go.
No way.
I want to go on vacation.
Really?
I don't want to die at work.
Have you seen those trend of all the vacation and people going all... I'll send it to you. People on vacation and like they're trying to do different experiences and they're like eating shit or animals.
I'm not doing that.
Animals are attacking them or they're falling off jet skis.
I'm not trying to be in harm's way. Okay, I'll give you a great example. Because like what he did is not outside of a norm of something I
would do. Swimming. He was just swimming in the water.
We went to the Virgin Islands when I graduated from my bachelor's degree. Me and Zoe. And when we went, his mom, you know, bought the tickets. We flew out there, whatever. And I told my wife this week, I was like, yo, I'm not going swimming anywhere in the ocean because now that I know how dangerous the fucking ocean is, I'm not going anywhere without a boat nearby. You know what I mean? But me and Zoe left from shore.
Yeah.
With fucking snorkel kits.
Yeah.
Not even an air tank or that like that.
Mask and
we went about a good 600 feet away from the shore in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
That ocean is different. I know it's different. You know what? You know why I know it's different? Now that I know about like the earth shit and knowing like about life and all that, the water is warm as shit.
Yeah.
Our water's cool because it circles from the Arctic and everything else.
It runs through, yeah.
But the reason why it's cool is because of current.
It's all moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, like, when I think back, when I hear accidents like that, I'm like, yo, dumbass me not do it. Like, when we went snorkeling in Hawaii when we went for our anniversary, our honeymoon.
Not that long ago?
Yeah, but we had boats by us. After an hour swimming out there, I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
And that's like nothing underneath you. They don't have no lifeguards. It's just 4 boats together. They make a little circle. You go in there, whatever. I saw a few turtles. I was like, all right, I'm cool.
I'm good.
See some fish in here. Normally see you in a glass. He's like, normally see you on land. You know, like, and so like when I think about that, like,
see you in glass.
But if I was gonna die,
yeah,
I want to die in it because that's the most peace I've had.
You know,
it's on a vacation. Think about a vacation you had. Where it was like the greatest time like you have experienced.
Yeah, but that's why I don't want to die. Like, I don't know.
I don't want to. Yeah. I'm just saying if I had to.
Nah.
I want to go out doing the things that I wanted to do.
I don't like freak accidents. To me, freak accidents remind me too much of our what is that called? When you can die. The fact that we're not invincible. You know what I mean? Like, they remind me too much of the vulnerability of our life existence.
Right.
That literally you can be here on the planet and a blink in the eye, something you didn't even do wrong, like you said something you do all the time, and just be gone. Like, I don't know why. Like, I would almost rather be sick and know that I'm about to go out. I would, like, I don't know. I know that sounds crazy, but I hate, like, Final Destination shit. It just reminds me too much of how, like, fragile life is, and then I start getting anxious.
You know, it's funny.
I start getting anxious.
Did you watch you said you didn't watch the new Jurassic Park.
Not yet.
There was a scene in the movie where one of the guys says, he was like, yo, human beings, like, we think, like, we're the top people here or whatever. He said, we're not. We just got thumbs and shit. He
exactly.
Was like, but he was talking about how, like, the T-Rex, like, just
we're not the top of the food chain. Yeah.
He's like, we just know how to be cunning about shit, but we're not the strongest. We're not the fastest by far or whatever. So when you say that, I think about that, like, yeah, like, we are fragile to a degree. You know what I mean? And he also said, the earth is going to settle us out. He was like, yo, we're like a disease that the earth is going to, like,
purge.
Yeah. So when you say it's like, yo, like this higher than life feeling that we have as a human being of invincibility going through all of our emotions.
And then really we're fucking like bugs against the windshield. Nigga, we just, at any minute you could just be a bug swat. But that leads me, that's why disability is so important, because I've been seeing more and more campaigns, and they're like, the thing about disability is that at some point we will literally all be disabled, because we will all be old,
right.
And we will all need a level of care, you know? Right. And the other thing about having a disability is that it's literally anybody at any moment of time can become disabled.
Right.
Because of what we're talking about. Those freak fucking accidents where you don't die, but now you're paralyzed from the waist down.
Right.
You don't die, but you lost a whole limb. You don't die, but now you can't see. And so people, you know, are very quick to, you know, be judgmental or to ostracize or to ignore or to be ableist. But it's like you're one windshield away from joining Bug City.
Right. Also, Ozzie Osbourne passed.
Yeah.
Speaking of being ill, I think he had Parkinson's and he finally succumbed.
Yeah, I saw one of his last performances. He had to sit down, poor guy.
I'd rather be on vacation. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, he almost went out on stage.
But I never, Ozzie Osbourne is not my musical time.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's not my musical type.
That too.
Yeah, I did like the
biting
Osbournes.
off the head of birds and shit. That's what.
And you know, that was the beginning of reality TV.
Yes, and so I watched the Osbournes.
Me
like
too.
As a kid, I watched the Real World with Alton and all them in the beginning series and stuff like that. And I definitely, you know, Jersey Shore the first run. I ain't even touched this shit right now.
Yeah.
But then the Osbournes was my
introduction,
and they weren't even like up our alley as far as culture.
No, but it was just cool seeing behind the veil.
Yeah.
Right? And the daughter and the Jack. And
I looked at them now. They're old as shit. Jack looks like nothing like when he was a kid, and neither does the daughter, right?
They both look good the last time I saw them.
Yeah, well, Jack lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, they weren't chunky.
You know what I mean? And then, the daughter, too, she was the same way. And when I looked, I was like, damn, I'm just getting old. Because, like, it's not even just the getting old piece. It's like, I hadn't been checking on it. So when you don't check on it, you realize how much time has passed by when you look at somebody. You know what I mean? Like, we've been talking about, like, losing friends and all that other shit. You was talking about somebody who you had rekindled with, and I was like, imagine how long had it been since you talked to C?
Oh, gosh. Maybe, like a real talk, probably like 5 years.
She looked different?
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, yo, like, shit like that will change, like, my whole perspective. Because we now at the age now where people look different from what I've known you to be.
Yes.
And then that's when I realized how much time has passed us by, or even demeanor. Not even just the looks.
Yeah.
Like, the conversation is like, oh, we cool based off of history, but, like, damn.
Yeah.
We different now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but, like that's what the Osbourne death did to me, where it was, like, kind of, like, reminiscing on, like, I remember that shit would come on, like, 8, 9 o'clock or whatever, or they would have like episodes all day long after, and like it would still come on when I was in college and shit, man. And I remember when Ozzy got sick, and I had that same feeling, but you know, and it's funny because I hit a guy up this week. He's like, you know, death comes in threes.
Yeah. Right.
So Ozzy had passed, and then, you know, Malcolm JamarWarner had passed too, and then that's when the Hulk Hogan thing came. Literally a day after he said it, he was like, yo, there's always one more, and he was like. And sure enough, it was like Hulk Hogan died. And I didn't know how to feel. Like I said, I didn't know, you know, 3 cheers to all of them because they did set a timeline
for me, right? And when I say set a timeline, they were part of my youth, right? And the information that I had at that time is what time marked certain things that I did. The Cosby Show, the Osbourne Show, right? Wrestling in general, right? Those were all things that were involved in my lifetime. So I appreciate all of them for that reason, because they time mark or timestamp a period in my life and make me realize how far I've come in my thinking and everything else.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think it sucks when it's just a little tainted.
Right.
Like the Cosbys, obviously Bill Cosby.
Right.
Like, and even Malcolm being connected to him, you know, and then...
It sucks because there's other people involved that have nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
Like, Malcolm's really a genuine guy.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a stain on it, you know? So I think if anything, like, it just... If you're someone who is pursuing fame or pursuing, you know, being a leader in the limelight, just, you know, remember, like... You gotta, you know, make sure that you're doing shit right, because what happens in the dark will always come to the light.
What I also wanted to, I'm glad we didn't blow up, because there's probably some tweets that I had that somebody would dig up.
Oh, I can't. Like, nah, you know, I've been a good girl.
Not even tweets, Facebook posts.
Oh, no. I'd be scared. I'd be cringing. I thank God sometimes all of my stuff was on my stories. But I think about that like I was chatting with a guy. You know, I've been good, but, you know, I'm on my way out. So I'm letting myself be a little entertained on my way out, saying my goodbyes. And homeboy was like, you know, send me a little something. And I was like, all right, sent a little cute little selfie smiling. He was like, you know, send me a little more. I was like, hell no, you ain't getting no receipts. The hell? And this time of age? What if I want to run for senator one day? Like,
yeah, that shit in a flip phone somewhere off the shore of Angola.
No, I mean, if you've never sent a titty pic, you're one in a million. First of all, shout out. When I was younger, I sent a few titty pics. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I know an ex-boyfriend of mine, or an ex-guy that I dated. He told me a few years ago when we ended up chatting that he has my photos in a file in his old email. He was like, I still pull up the file sometimes. This man, like, he might be married now. I'm not even gonna say his profession, okay? Like he literally, like, you have a stockpile of my titties.
There was guys
or
like
my
that.
Sexy pics, you know, like.
There's guys like that.
No, there is, and so now I think I probably have not sent like a real like pic. Like, I never sent my coochie. I never sent a pussy pic. Never. I would just Google pussy pics and then crop them and then send them to guys like they're my pussies. I'm in. I wish I was lying.
Oh my god!
And I do that sometimes with titty pics too. I did, honestly. I would just look up like light skinned chubby girl.
Hey, we going out with a bang.
Like a little bit of saggy. I would make it realistic. Like, I wouldn't send some bitch that looked like a baddie. Like, I'd send a bitch whose body looked like mine, but didn't have like any incriminating. You know, like, you gotta make sure you don't show no tattoos.
I know, but I'm just
girls. I'm trying to put y'all on game.
I'm just thinking like, in my back of my mind, I'm just like, yo, like. Somebody got that and thought that they achieved like everything in the world. I've probably been, you know, fished like that too.
You got it. Stay safe, sis.
I've definitely done it too, though.
It's a win-win. You win, I win, we all win.
Try to mash the thighs.
Exactly. I'm telling you, try to make sure, you know, I told you my titty swing, trying to make sure you got the right level of titty swing.
That's what I miss about like Black Planet and all them other places, because you couldn't send image files.
I'm done with you.
You had to get somebody's number and get the pixelated joints, you know. 500 by 500. That was before, you know, the resolution was high.
Exactly. Now these motherfuckers are smart. They're like, that ain't you.
Well,
like,
no, they got apps for vaults.
Like, how'd you know?
You put a passcode in there, and like I said, like, I've seen people with all that, man. When I met my wife, I had got rid of everything I had at that point.
You know, you gotta. Like, I got back on Snapchat recently, and I had like the day I re-downloaded it, like a bunch of men, I don't know who, like, added me, and then like I literally think received like 3 dick pics.
Hey.
And one of the guys, I know him, and I was like, bro,
That's not
like,
you?
did you really just send me this? And he was like, oh, my bad, like, my bad. And I was like, do you know who this is? You know who I am, right? He was like, yeah, like, I do. He was like, I'm so sorry. I thought it was somebody else. I was like, we're really 30-something out here just willy-nilly sitting off our dick? Like, I met a guy at a bar. When I went to JT's, last weekend or whatever, and I was
talk to enough women though, you realize like that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere.
And that's what, like, this guy, we're at the bar. We had known each other. We ran into each other. We're talking at the bar. He pulls up his phone. It's his dick on his phone. I'm like, first of all, sir, I've already seen your dick, like, so I don't know why you think I want or need the refresher. And then I told him, I was like, well, you just keep stock dick photos on your phone, like, ready to go? I was like, do you think, like, as a woman, like, No, I was like, you think as a woman I want to be with a man who his dick is everywhere? I was like, would you want to be with a woman who, you know, her shit, every man had her shit everywhere?
Care.
Maybe y'all don't. I think it's weird.
In that fashion,
if you're sending your dick off all willy-nilly, you're probably not ready to be in a committed relationship.
I just think that is
at our big age.
But this is what I'm telling you, as getting older, like we was talking about the work thing or whatever, I've worked around enough women to know like certain things
are a turn off.
Yeah, like women don't like male strippers really.
Speak for
95% of the ones I run into.
Shake it for like I don't want to pick, but if you want to shake it for me, daddy.
Oh yeah, like for that, yeah. But like to go all the time, like how men go in the reverse.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to see your dingling all in my face all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
special occasion.
It's repulsive, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so it's like once you realize that for them, it's like, oh, I know that me doing this. The game was you got to do something and say things or whatever. It's for the young dude out here that need this.
Help them out.
You take them somewhere nice to eat. You make them feel special or whatever. You know, not even just like make them feel special for an end goal, but like you truly feel that shit. Yep. You know, like and have that connection. You probably gonna get way further with investing a 25-minute conversation than a 3-second dick pic is gonna ever do. Cause I'm just being honest, like it just don't work that way.
It does not.
You know what I mean? Like I
have never gotten a dick pic and been like, ooh, yeah, that's what did it for me. You know what I do when I get a dick pic? If I don't completely ignore it, which, quite honestly, you're lucky. That's the better end of the spectrum. If I don't completely ignore it for whatever reason, the dick pic is entertaining enough, guess what's happening with it?
Why are you deleting it?
Well, where do you think it's going? It's getting sent out. Now the group.
Think I like this.
Now my bitches done seen your dick too, and we're laughing at it because you got a weird looking bump and you must have forgot. Like why we were like, what? Men don't pay attention to detail. We're noticing the weird vein, not the good one, the weird one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, bro, like the game is different right now, man. In the sense that like you can't get away with that shit and think that shit is fire. Like there's no way. I don't even know anyone. Like I don't know anyone willing at this point to have a conversation in doing so. Right. Like I just know that just never works. Like it hasn't worked. Maybe between 18 and 22. But anything post that, like in the last 15 years of my life or 13 years of my life, since like no one like no one's brought that up. That shit don't get the juices flowing.
That does not get the juices flowing.
Not at all.
Does the opposite. Dries it all up.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and just save it, sir. Have a good conversation. I ain't seen you in a while. I see you doing your thing, man. We should get together. Dad be like, oh, he notices me. Like, I didn't mean to do that, but yeah, shout out to that. He notices me.
He notices me.
That's gonna get you way more than I can't. You gonna get you a sexy red type.
No. You weep what you woe? You weep what you sow?
Absolutely. Read them and weep.
Oh, here we go.
My brother's getting married soon, and his fiance chose a very revealing wedding dress. It's a low cut with a thigh-high slit and a sheer in the back. I'm all for people wearing what they want, but our family is quite conservative and opinionated. And I know this dress will cause a lot of drama, especially with our grandparents. At a family dinner, I pulled her aside and gently suggested she might want to reconsider her choice, explaining the likely reactions from our older relatives. I made sure to clarify that I absolutely respect it's her choice and her special day, but wanted to at least warn her of what could happen. she got very upset and said it's her wedding and she'll wear whatever she wants. My brother's now mad at me, accusing me of trying to control the wedding.
This is the brother-in-law or the sister-in-law?
They didn't say who this was, but it said my brother.
Sibling.
It's got to be a sister, though. Because I wouldn't... Well, I like to leave it open for interpretation, right? But then it says some of my family members think I was thinking I was just looking out for her, while others say I overstepped. Am I in the wrong for telling my brother's fiance her wedding dress might be inappropriate for our conservative family? Now, if it's a dude, you tripping. Because, like, I feel like if you looking at, like, my fiance slitting her dress and how her breast is looking and how her ass is looking or whatever, you doing too much, big dog. You know, just be there just to be there. Obviously, too, if we come from a conservative family and my brother is mad because I'm noticing that his wife is living her best life, he don't share the same values as our family anymore. So I probably need to shut the fuck up while I'm there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I do get it that you trying to look out for them with the other families and shit like that, but I ain't never been to somebody's wedding and I commented on the wife's dress. I'm usually looking from the neck bone up.
As you should be.
Yeah, it's never been like, damn, she look all right in there. Like, if anybody's, that's damn, she look all right in them shits.
Damn, that bitch look forward in her wedding dress.
The cleavage is cleaving.
Sure.
Like, you know,
hey, missus.
Yeah, I see you.
I see you, Miss Bride.
That don't bode well. So, like, I stay out of people's business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could tell also that either they might be from a conservative culture or they white. Because I don't even think white folks is really like this anymore. Like, they usually just be having their weddings, doing their own thing. I be getting vibes of, like, Latino family. Maybe a Filipino family. Like, someone that's, like, Middle Eastern, Indian. Something like that.
Traditional, conservative.
Exactly. And it's like, now that I would understand, but again, I'm leaving that to my mom, grandma, whoever to have that conversation.
Yeah. Or I'm checking in, like, I think, like, that is an overstep. You know, like, I can understand, like, you are, even if you have whatever you've been talking about, you know, good intention doesn't always matter. But that's an overstep to go directly to your sibling, significant other. If anything, go to your sibling. Hey, sibling, because you're well, you don't have any siblings.
Right.
But
but even if I went to my man's, it's kind of crazy.
Or even if the conversations you can have with Zoe are probably different than most conversations you can have with other people. There's just a level of intimacy and understanding and background and upbringing and everything, you know, that's like would be the closest thing to you for me to have a sibling. And so there's just certain things that you say with your siblings, whether it's good or bad, that you don't say with anybody else on the planet. So I don't think it's an overstep to go to your sibling, whether, you know, what sex you are, whether if you're a brother or a sister, and be like, yo, like, you know how our family is. Like, I'm not trying to hate on her or look at her inappropriate, but I'm just reminding you, like, it is your wedding. It's up to you guys, but you know, do you want to have a conversation with her? Honestly, I'm like you. I'm not saying shit. It ain't my wedding. I don't give a fuck.
What if who's your husband's best man?
Oh, it was his best friend, Adam.
If Adam said, hey man, her dress kind of crazy.
You know, well,
because that's kind of like for his like side.
Yeah, well,
it's like right up the alley.
And his friends have commented on
how you dress,
and you know, I dress pretty hoochie sometimes.
I wouldn't say that.
And so
you remind me of how my mom dressed when she was young. So
yeah,
I wouldn't
fun.
say hoochie.
Thank you.
My mom used to. I don't think you're too far removed for doing what my mom did back in her time, which is like if this was that time.
Yeah,
she used to put chicken bones in her ear for like earrings.
I love
that
it.
was a thing that
I
they
love
did.
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like knowing the earrings you got on right now, you have the Miss Frizzles in. So it's like.
Look it. I'm out of here. I quit. The fucking disrespect. Nigga, I will walk out of this room.
This one's going to hit. I'm gonna pull the pick up for
I
the
can't
video.
stand
I'm gonna put a lot of love into this video.
I can't stand you.
But they are the best friends.
They are. You know, Becky with the magic school bus.
Hey, she was dope.
She was fun. She dressed fun.
They didn't even say that school was in the hood.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Oh,
you pissed
man.
me
We're
off.
talking about that, what your friend said. Or what his friend said about you dressing. But I just brought up my mom on the sidetrack. Yeah, that's all.
Nah, that me and your mom vibe, love her. But yeah, no, there were times where, you know, they were like, you know, kind of you let her dress like that, or, you know, and there were times where he wouldn't repost our videos because he knew that his friends from his country would see it.
Because that's what he likes about you.
Right? Or like I had like a tasteful nude on my Instagram. And and he made me delete it down. Yeah. He made me delete it because his stepson, his brothers, he was like,
that makes sense.
But yeah, and then like I had a breastfeeding video on there from the twins. I'm steering clear from there's a whole community out there. I'm steering clear from that one. He had me delete that one as well. Because he was like, they can see your fucking nipple. I was like, it's the areola. Yeah. We're all going to get a little weird over areola. The babies were... I was demonstrating how I was tandem breastfeeding, which is breastfeeding both of your babies at the same time. And
there's a mystique to areola. You can see a little bit. As a man, you be like, hey, I just need to know.
Well, lucky for all you, the video's down. So.
Well, I'm just saying, like as a man, I get what he's saying. What I'm saying is overall,
the act. It wasn't like it was like my areola, like not in the act of breastfeeding.
As a man, once you get the areola, you can just go ahead and.
He's on bullshit today.
You can make. No, I'm serious. Once you see the areola, it's like I can make up the rest. I know the rest.
Now he was more mad. He was like, "Might just show your nipple."
Like if I seen your toenail, I don't need to see the rest of your foot. Like,
okay, I'm throwing my shoe at you.
I'm agreeing with him because I was like, I know what he's saying right now. Like I see it. If your fingers is like this, I know your toes is like they can't be. I've never seen nobody with their fingers like this or whatever. Toes just be on point.
Nah, toes is.
Yeah, because you can't even grip the nail thing.
T-Rex?
Yeah, like, and it's okay. Like a football player, you know, they fingers be bent this way. Like, yo, bro, show us the feet. I know the feet's it.
Yeah,
you know, so,
looking like Dion.
Yeah, I'm not touching that, man. There's just no way. This is the next one I had. I had a double one.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna be a
double
little,
whammy.
This is gonna be a little
Why
rough.
are you trying to irritate me?
I'm trying to have fun.
Okay.
But I asked Adele about this one right before you came.
And what'd she say?
And she said something where I was like, I didn't even respond back. I just said, that's enough.
Okay.
And I put it down.
Okay.
Me and my partner.
Adele, come in here.
She ain't coming in here. I'm telling you.
I've been trying to get her in here. Get in here, Adele.
Now I sound like fucking Ike and Tina. Yeah. She ain't coming in
here. You better.
She ain't coming
Mary
in
Lou, what do you call her with her real name?
Who?
Tina May or whatever.
Yeah,
Tina May, sit your ass back there.
She whipped his ass in that limo.
As he should. He deserved it.
Like, all right, girl, go ahead.
That's my favorite part of the movie.
Me and my partner share a 1-year-old boy who hasn't had his first haircut yet. Okay. His hair is in need of a cut, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to let it grow more or go for a haircut. It's not super long at all, but it does reach his eyes when it's windy. But I like the longer hair on baby boys. I find it so cute.
So cute.
I've recently agreed we will get his hair cut and do a cut shape up, but haven't decided what style yet. As you can tell, this is a huge deal for me.
Yes.
I want to get before and after pics and even keep the hair for memories.
I kept mine, sons.
Today we were out shopping and we passed by my partner's barbershop, like the barbershop he actually goes to. He turned around and told me, hold on, walked into the barber's with our son in his arms, and I stayed outside. In my mind, I thought he was just going to ask if he does children's haircuts and how much. Next thing you know, I see them placing my son in the chair and getting ready for a haircut.
Oh, shit.
The door of the barber's is open, so I turn to my partner and say, no, please, not today. I don't want to do it today. And my partner goes, just a little trim, and that's all. Just not to reach his eyes. Nothing too much. And I said, no, I don't want to do this today. Okay. And he ignored. Okay. I stormed in, grabbed my son from the chair, and walked out. The barbers were laughing, and my partner came after me arguing, what was that for? Oh my gosh, you made me pass through the biggest embarrassment of my life. That's my barber.
I was just going to say, damn, that's his shop.
This is so embarrassing. It was a trim, etc. He argued with me all the way home. In my mind, it's me that should be arguing with him. It's me he ignored. It's me he basically disrespected. No, or am I being delusional? Now, I had a hard time with this because when I asked her, I definitely remember I told you my haircut thing with my stepson.
Yeah, we're both barbers. We have a different understanding of the barber shop and everything.
The culture experience behind it for male and females.
And having a son and their first haircut is a huge thing.
Yeah, daughter, I understand. Like, I asked her, I was like, well, what if I went and took, Corey to go get her haircut? She's like, well, it depends on the style, right? I was like, I should be able to come in here and tell you. Again, I wouldn't because I don't want to have that beef. But we tested it. I asked Corey, I was like, hey, I'm going to take you to go get your haircut tomorrow. She's like, yay! I was like, hey, we joking. I just wanted to see you. But I think for kids, it's a new look, something different, whatever. They going to be okay with it no matter what. It's the parent.
Yeah.
I think because it's a young man and the barbershop is going to be a young man's experience later on, that, like, the dad should have some control. I also think that she did overreact because he wasn't trying to cut his hair for cosmetic purposes. He said it was just to cover the eyes, and she said that. Like, it blows in the wind. Now, I don't know this kid's ethnicity because black people shit grow straight up and it stays straight up. So, I mean, he can be Latino, he can be Caucasian or whatever. That's kind of annoying to have your shit like bushy, like a a broom in front of you.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand. He said it was a quick trim, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just cut the eyes." I feel like you could have asked some questions on what he was doing and said, "All right, I can save the bigger style cut for later on."
Yeah, I think that like it's hard. Making a scene like that is obviously never the goal, but also like, did you guys have this conversation before? I know me and my twins' dad, we have one boy, one girl twin. We let his hair, he had a full ponytail, and we had that same conversation. He looks like a little boy. Let's wait to cut it. I cut hair too. I wanted to be the first one to cut his hair. I had an idea in my mind. I kept the locks of hair. One of my good friends, her son had beautiful hair, and he ended up getting lice a few times, and finally it was to the point where, like you shared the other day, you had to shave the whole hair off, right? And even though it was for the purpose, and I remember me and her man being like, still having to talk her into it and being like, this is where we're at. We tried to save it. It keeps coming back. We got to cut it. And she cried. She bawled, and so there is, especially for that first cut, because he was already a little boy by then, and he had never had a haircut.
Right.
And so there is something extra special or layered about that first haircut, because that first haircut isn't just a haircut, it's a symbolism of your baby going to like a little boy. And so there's an extra level of attachment and angst and anxiety, and I think as mothers, that is why we hold on to our baby boy's hair a little bit longer, because we know the minute we cut it, they start to look like young men.
Right.
And so I can understand. She explains how important it was to her, and she's not Delulu, because everything she explained, I felt personally myself, and I've heard countless other women share that same sentiment. I think this should have been a conversation. Like, it would be shocking to me that her partner wouldn't have already known how strongly she felt about it. So if they did have that conversation and he just went in there, to me, that is an overstep. She's anxious about the haircut. Why are you just, even if it's just a little trim, then tell her that. Oh, babe, we're walking by my boy's shop. It's been bothering him. When I lived in the maternity house, one of the little boys, I cut his hair because it was hanging in his face. Poor guy gave him a bowl cut. Like, literally.
Like Uncle Fester.
No, literally, poor guy. But we just had to do what we had to do so he could at least have it out of his eyes. But, that's respect. That's how you show respect and communication, especially when it comes to parenting. Yes, we need the liberty as mom or dad to be able to make offhand decisions sometimes. Or, I'm a dad. This is my son. This is my regular barbershop. I'm taking him here. Like that, I do get that. But I think, like, when we are parenting in a solid relationship, it just comes down to communication. How quickly could have that been avoided if he would have just said that instead of walked in? And then she could have said, at least they could have been in private, and she could have said, absolutely no, I'm not ready today. Like, I'm just anxious. And instead of him going in there, now she's got to go in there. Now she's got to make the scene. You know, if it was me, if I had to pick or choose, I don't know. I can't say. I don't think I would have wanted to make an ass out of myself like that in front of the barbershop. Again, I know the different culture of the barbershop, so I might have let it slide, but I would have been upset. Like, I might have let it slide and not made the scene, but guarantee I would have been like her. Like, you have the nerve to get an attitude with me because I have an attitude with you about this when you're the one who didn't even, like, properly communicate. You just kind of jumped the gun. So I don't think that she's wrong. I think that the way she handled it and reacted, and as someone who is very reactionary, I might have done the same shit. But yeah, you know, I feel for homie. That's embarrassing as fuck. But you should have thought twice. Like you said, you would never even put yourself in that situation. Like,
no, I would, but I would have. I mean, I think when you say it now, I think both people are wrong. I think he's wrong for walking in, yes, and put, because if you know her to have a short fuse, bro, then just say, hey, look, I'm gonna see if
or
you
she know, you know, this is special to her, not short fuse or not.
He could have walked out and said, hey, look, I talked to him about cutting the eyes real quick. I know you said no, but explain the reason why. Like, hey, man, you know, he ain't been seeing shit really. Yeah, I saw a video of a little kid. He ran into a glass wall. Oh. So every time he go to the elevator, he put his hands down. Papa. So it's like, yo, but it's like if he was running, if it was like a logistical reason why.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, look, you bugging right now. Maybe you can cut it yourself so it meant something to you.
Yeah.
He could fix it real quick. You know, we'll give you a little baseline. But you didn't have to show out in front of the people that I got to go see because dudes, we make fun of that shit.
And that's what I'm saying. That's
or
why.
If your mom fine.
Exactly.
Hey, little man, mama, you heard it. You been in there. Little man, mama, you know, like, hey, she was thick, huh? You know, something crazy, like, dude.
That's why I don't fuck barbers.
Barbershop talk will kill you. So I feel like, then when you were talking, it also reminded me. My stepson now, he's at an age right now. 8, 9 is around the age where they start wanting to, dress themselves.
Yes.
So mom is like, I'll go put this on. I want to wear this though.
Yeah.
You know, the shit be small as hell, but that's like in his wheelhouse. He wants the shit that's damn near halfway up the thigh. And I had to tell him today, I was like, he was arguing. I was like, look, dog, hey, go upstairs and change.
Yeah.
I was like, because, like, you don't know your mom.
Not like I do.
Nah. Like, you've only known her consciously for a couple of years. Like, yeah, you've known her long as you came first or whatever, right? But, like consciously being aware of how she is.
I'm done with you.
You're not there, dog. I was like, she not letting this shit go. Get your ass upstairs. Just make your life easy. Put the shit on for right now, bro.
You put little nigga on game.
You just got to, because it's like, yo, they not gonna let that shit go. Like, my mom be roasting my dad all fucking day. I'm like, dog, like, if you
just do it.
If you ain't gonna just do it real quick. That's why when I realized, like, when I was young, he'd be like, just do what your mom asked you to do. Yo, because I want peace. Because then you get her to step out, she gonna get in bad attitude.
Now she's irritated with me.
And women... Overall, women's self-regulation skills after they get to a certain point take a while. They start cleaning. She ain't talking. You know what I mean?
I'm not. No.
Yeah, it's like, yo,
we shut down.
It's a Sunday. It's a beautiful. We supposed to go swimming. We supposed to go to the movies.
Now you got her ass on edge. Yeah. Now everybody's in a bad mood.
All you gonna do is look down at your tablet for most of the day anyway. Who give a fuck? You ain't worried about all this shit.
Just do what they say.
So like I feel like, but it's a control thing, right? And that's why, like I said, like. For a little boy, I probably be like, yo, like, I'll let you have this moment, but we got to talk a little bit about this. You know, little girl, look, have at it.
Yeah, I think ultimately, though, like, the bottom line and the moral in this lesson for me is, like, it all comes down to communication. This whole entire scenario could have been avoided if they had communication, whether that was from the jump about the expectations of the first haircut or when he initially, in the moment, decided to kind of jump the gun. You know, he could have just at least put her in the loop. Right. And if anything, like I said, he could have at least prevented himself from being embarrassed in front of everybody.
No, absolutely.
So, look at Lindsay. Wow.
Lindsay who?
Lohan.
That's not Lindsay Lohan.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Was she thick?
Mean Girls, yeah.
Nah.
Not like thick, but she was, she's thin right here.
They gotta let those Ozempic go. For real. You got anything else? I'm done because we did 3 cheers out of order.
Nah, I'm done.
I got nothing else.
Me neither.
It's and we actually worked backwards, which is cool because it ended up. Usually we don't have a conversation piece on 3 cheers or whatever, so we did. And shout out to Jay for switching up. And Jay
next week's our last week. I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
What am I full of shit about?
Because she was like, yo, you got to carry the conversation. I said, Jay must not know who I am. Like, I bring up shit that's going to make you just wake up. Like,
I know. I
put some effort into the episode because I was like, next week I probably won't even have no agenda.
I know. I can't believe next week's our last week. I don't want to get emotional. I literally was telling myself today when I was thinking about it, I was getting a little emotional. And then I was like, I do not want to be boo-hooing next week. I just want to, go out on a good, happy tone.
I might call Cease and Crystal on the phone.
That would be cool.
Call some random folks.
That would be cool.
Call a listener or something.
I like that. Yeah.
Something. I don't know. I was thinking.
Look, he's thinking about it, y'all. Don't worry,
Chad.
Chad.
Because I was like, because it's like, well, I don't feel like when you get the last programming of CNN or ESPN or whatever, it ain't normally. I'm not showing you sports on the last day of ESPN. Yeah. We about to do a recap of everything. Yeah.
No, that's how I feel. I don't feel like it's going to be like a regular show. Like I have some remarks that I'm going to write down that I want to say in regards to like how, this experience has been for me and, the time I've spent with you and the impact that you and other people have had on me. And, so I think, I think it would be cool to do some stuff like that. I don't think, I ain't
gonna fake it with no so this week that don't sound right.
It don't, and then because we're not coming back the following week.
Yeah, so it's like, man, and this shit ain't gonna be here the week after that.
Yeah.
So.
No.
I really will. You get here, probably only be these 2 bikes. Table go and shit.
And I come in here, it's just like a box, a wood box for us to sit on.
Or the TV dinner tray, like something stupid. Like, you're like, it's going to be here looking real makeshift. I'm trying to make this shit look like Will Smith on when they moved out of here. You going to come here and hold your pockets looking out.
I told y'all, the seat is still hot, man.
No, man. But, 200 episodes, man. Like I said, like.
More than 200.
Yeah, I'll tell that whole story when we get there, man.
Okay.
I'll probably air this bitch out, like, on all the things that happened and, like,
we're gonna,
just the timeline.
You know what? We should plan I'll come earlier next week so we can talk for a while, and maybe we can even break up our last pod into part 1 and a part 2.
We can.
Because I feel like we're going to talk. We talk for 2 hours normally. I feel like, especially if we call people, I feel like we're going to have an easy, 3-hour pod.
Yeah.
And maybe we could break it up into 2 and give people one more.
Absolutely. Nah, that's real.
Yeah. But all right, that's it. We're gonna make y'all wait for the last ones.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all as always. And we out.